Hello everyone, this is Mel with Smarter Bodies, and today I want to review the book The Divine Doctor by Dr. Joseph Michael Levry. Now, I was really excited about this book because I had gone to the Nam studio in New York City, and Nam is a kind of yoga that this man has created. And it's a combination of mystical studies in the yogic sciences as well as Kabbalistic studies. And I just thought that was really intriguing, brilliant, and I just love when people try to bring disciplines together, particularly when it's well-intentioned and bringing that work to helping others find peace and well-being within themselves. So I just want to give you a little bit of background first about the author. Dr. Levry, because I was curious to know what he's a doctor of. In the back of the book, Dr. Levry has a master's degree in industrial engineering, and he has a doctorate degree in metaphysical science and from the Institute of Metaphysical Humanistic Science. So apparently that covers physics, quantum physics, metaphysics. And this is what he tries to frame his yoga in, as well as having studied Kabbalah and with several Eastern yoga gurus. So really cool. I'm super all about it. And I started to read the book, and I was really interested in that this man tried to also universalize this message as much as possible. And I really appreciate that. So I want to start off with the positive and saying that it's an amazing effort on his part to bring this work together. Apparently he's successful and he's spreading this message throughout all parts of the world. He travels. He's, opening yoga studios. So what's not to love, right? I'm all for it. The book itself has a lot of nutritional advice. It has many prescriptive yoga sequences for particular physical diseases. And he has a lot to say about how disease starts in the body to begin with, which I think is really important. I definitely advocate that everyone take responsibility for their emotional and mental and spiritual well-being. However you would like to define your spiritual well-being is fine and up to you. But if you can really be attentive to those needs as well as your physical needs, I believe that's where total health and well-being really comes up for each of us. Now, so I'm appreciating that this doctor has done that in this book, but I had a lot of difficulty. I guess it didn't resonate with me, a lot of the Kabbalist teachings. His nutritional advice seems, unfortunately, really outdated and inaccurate, particularly when describing how food interacts with the physical body. We know that's a really complex science, so you can't really universalize that. He does give a lot of advice on what to eat, and it does sound to me as if it's vegetarian propaganda. And with full transparency, I have been a very strict ovo-lacto vegetarian for almost 20 years. I personally do not believe that that is the way to total health and well-being for everyone. I also don't think that that's going to help our planet come into well-being and balance. So I kind of get a little icked out when others start purporting that you have to be a vegetarian in order to have total health and well-being and reach some kind of spiritual enlightenment. I don't agree with that. Obviously, trying not to eye roll that either. I do want to read a small excerpt here about his ability to connect Kabbalah to the physical body. And it's unfortunate to me because it's so absolutist that it becomes ridiculous. Allow me to explain. So it says here, he's talking about the spiritual or divine significance about the 26 bones in the head, in the hands, and the 26 bones in each foot. Furthermore, the spine, which is located at the center of both the circle and the 5 contact points, has 26 vertebrae as well. The circle and the 5 contact points he's talking about is the Vitruvian Man by Leonardo da Vinci. So he says, why the number 26? And in the Kabbalah tradition, 2 and 6 result in 8, which is the number of infinity and healing. 8 is also the number of Saturn, Lord of Karma. He does go into some of the astrological aspects as well. Take it if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, leave it out. He goes on to say the Kabbalah numerology of the Hebrew name of God, Master of the universe, Creator of all, also adds up to the number 26. And he continues to go on and on that this is all compelling evidence that God's name is written in the human body. So you know us at Smarter Bodies well enough to know that we really try to employ critical thinking as the forefront of how we evaluate anything that comes to us information-wise. This to me fails in that regard. It doesn't meet critical thinking standards. Not every human being has 26 bones exactly in every part of the human body that he's describing. So if that's the case, does that mean that that person has been somewhat flawed inherently? Is the name of God not correctly written into their bodies? That kind of absolutist language makes me hesitant to listen to the rest of whatever somebody else's message is, and that may be on me. So I read the book completely, trying to be open-minded. I enjoyed the message that you have to pay attention to yourself and take care of yourself before you can take care of others. I agree that breath work is a foundational practice for all of us as human beings in this world to create a sense of peace and total health and well-being. I don't like the prescriptive nature of the asana practices. So that kind of goes along with the absolutist language in that I'm not going to tell a student how they can reach a particular experience in their body and through movement just because I've had that experience through a particular movement sequence. What I can try to do as a teacher is lead them into a framework of movement that brings them closer to hearing the individualized voice of their own body, but that's the best I can hope for. So again, the book has a lot to offer if you're open to astrology, Kabbalah studies, the yogic sciences. If you're really looking for a 101 on just how to start to take care of yourself and listen to the voice of your body, it's not a bad way to go. I would just say approach this as we say to approach anything you're reading, whether it's a book or a scientific journal. Take it with a grain of salt and start to apply it to yourself and see if it resonates. If you get good results, wonderful. If not, move on, take what you can from it, and just continue to go with an open mind exploring. So that's it. I just wanted to give you that little snippet of my experience with the Divine Doctor. And Nam Yoga as a practice is quite lovely. So if anybody out there is a Nam fan, not criticizing the entire practice, just saying what I felt about the information offered in this book. Thank you so much, and please leave comments. I want to know what you think if you've read the book or if you plan to. Bye.